whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. First of all, could you tell us your name and whether you grew up in Windsor or
Yes, I
what's
can.
your connection to Windsor?
All right. Am I on? I'm hot now. I'm on.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Leon Alford Jr. People call me Lee Alford, not just for the familiarity. And I grew up in Windsor. I lived at 34 Prospect Hill Road, and now I live on. And I'm going to show you a series of 4 photographs that were taken of my father moving a tobacco shed in the winter of 1938-1939. He lost the tobacco shed to the great New England hurricane in September of 1939, and he had the opportunity to acquire a tobacco shed from an estate on the south side of Prospect Hill Road, and he went about moving it. And it was pretty interesting how he moved it. First of all, he jacked the building up and put it on cribbing to make it level with the street because it was lower than the street. And then he had a horse named Jerry, and they had like a winch, and they dug a post in the ground, and they had the winch vertically like this, and the horse moved the tobacco shed from the south side of Prospect Hill Road to the north side. And before I show you the photographs, I'll tell you a little bit more that I asked him one time, I says, well, how long did it take? And he says, well, it took a while. And I said, well, how long was it on blocking Prospect Hill Road? He said, well, a couple days. And I said, what did people do? He says, well, I borrowed some barricades from the town of Windsor Highway Department, and the traffic went through the tobacco field, came back on Prospect Hill Road, no problem. And I says to myself, I don't think you could do that today. But in 1938 and 39, I think we were a little kinder, and knowing the situation after the hurricane, I think it got cut some slack. So anyways, that's the story, and I'll show you the photographs. I don't know if you can pick them up, but I'll try to hold them steady.
We can take closer pictures of it later.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's good to hold them.
Yeah, and the photograph, this is when the shed is inching onto Prospect Hill Road, and you can't see the cribbing at that time. And this photograph, that's how we moved it. There's horse Jerry, my father, and you can see the device that they used, which was a pole in the ground, as I mentioned, and the horse pulled it slowly along, and they had the tobacco shed on rollers, so it's kind of a rolling thing. And it's interesting, note as a sidebar, moving buildings was quite common up until the time that we had electric wires. And that sort of put a big dent in the availability of moving homes or anything at that time. This is another photograph taken from the south side of Prospect Hill, and you can see the cribbing that he had to use to support the building to get it up on a level ground. And this is another photograph after it's moved off its foundation, and he's moving it along. And there's a note, just this summer, Thrall's had a couple sheds moved over on Kennedy Road, across Kennedy Road, and I saw some pictures of that. It went a lot easier, I think, today than it did then. But in any event, that's the story, and I'll leave the photographs if you want to copy them. You're welcome to do that.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So did he have any help at all?
I don't believe he did. He might have had maybe one person helping him with the timber, but his father was a house mover. So he had plenty of jacks, and I don't know if he ever helped his father move houses or not, but he had to know how to do it. And
so whoever was taking photos was just like, all right, good luck with that.
Well, I think I know who took the photographs. Was Ed Kernan.
Oh, really?
He was one of my father's good friends, and I think his car is in the picture, I'm pretty sure. And I suspect he took the photographs, but adding to the hurricane of 38, it was quite a shock to him and others at the time because there was no warning. And they had a large tree come down on the house where I grew up, and I've got pictures of them extricating with a big steam shovel, taking the tree off the house at the time. So it was pretty rough in the neighborhood that day.
Pretty rough in the town.
Yeah.
So this shed it just moved across the street?
Yeah,
That's it?
it was moved across the street, across the field, because the farmers did not want to waste good tobacco ground with a tobacco shed. So he actually moved it across, clear across the field, up a little hill, and that's where I remember it being.
And then did the horse collapse after that?
Well, eventually it was torn down after
The horse.
Oh, the horse. Oh, I don't know about the horse. No, the horse.
Yeah.
That was taken in '38, and I remember the horse in the late '40s, early '50s, still working as a team. So, yeah.
And where was this exactly again?
Pardon me?
Where was it? Did you write that
At the
down?
corner of West Street and Prospect
West
Hill.
Street. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look there, there's some older buildings in the photographs that you can pinpoint it. And the barn and the shed that was moved was actually where house number 155 Prospect Hill Road is now. So you can pinpoint it exactly where it was.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh,
I think that's all.
I hope that's some of the things you're looking for.
Absolutely, it is.
Definitely. That was a
Yeah.
great story. I love it.
Fantastic.
So if you want, do you want a copy of these?
Yes, I can't. I mean, obviously, I can't do it here. Can I just? Can you leave these with me, and I can give them back to you at some point?
You
or
better.
is it- All right.
The other
Well, yeah.
okay. The other photograph, you can have it if you but you said you had it, so the larger
Yeah,
one.
I do have it. Yeah, we have it.
Yeah, okay.